Hello! Hi, my friends. How's it going? Excited to see you and be with you today. Hello, hello, hello. All right. So good to see faces. Letting everybody in as we go. So today I'm very excited. We have just some fire hose and then some distilling down into actually actionable items as far as getting clients. Woot woot. But want to check in with you about how your action items went for last week. Just give me a little summary in the chat of how you did with what you plan to do, your action item from last week. It's okay if you didn't do it, just put that in the chat, like didn't get to it this week. If you did do what you had planned, put like a big yay, I did it in the chat so we can celebrate with you. Sometimes on this journey, it can just feel like you're not making a ton of progress, but week to week, those things really do pile up and have, and just have exponential impact. So, let me know. Oh, no, such total fail. She didn't get to it. Hey, well, it's not a total fail though, because you at least detailed out what you were gonna do, and you can do it this week. Ooh, connected with some local businesses in DC. Natasha says, awesome. Want to hear more about that for sure. What about you guys, Maggie and Liz? Let us know in the chat if you were able to get to what you had planned or not. Just let us know where you're at. No digital outreach, says Liz, but dinners and events were on schedule. Wanted to put out a model call, wasn't able to. Yep, just post on stories, Maggie. Yep. Just post on stories, have people send you their profile or their just photos of them and their family, and then you can pick from there. You don't owe anyone anything. They're getting free pictures if it's a model call, so you can be picky. Like, and please do be picky and don't be afraid to choose someone that inspires you, whether it's a mom that inspires you or a certain number of kids or a house or whatever it is. Yeah, don't be afraid to be picky. All right, let's get into all the things about actually getting clients. But before I lied, because before we actually get into how to get clients, I want to lay a couple of groundwork elements here. And one is that so many times people focus on getting new clients, and that's like all we think about when we think about building our business. But there are so many other avenues that are low-hanging fruit that are easier to do than getting new clients. Getting new clients is like the hardest thing in terms of growing your business. The easiest things are getting existing clients to either spend more money with you, whether that's through print sales or through booking with you again. And so many of us just completely forget and neglect those aspects of our business. So if you're looking to bring in some more revenue, and that's why you're thinking about trying to get new clients, then I invite you to first do a print sale. You can do a print sale for anything, President's Day, Wednesday, like because it's Wednesday, because it's the middle of winter, because it's Beyonce's birthday, whatever you want to do, it can be a reason for your sale. Just set that up in Pic-Time. It's very easy to set it up in Pic-Time, throw up a print sale, and watch the monies roll in from current and past clients. Pic-Time also has a feature where you can basically bring all your old galleries back to life. So don't be afraid to do that. Even for like weddings or past families that you photographed years ago, it doesn't matter. Everybody still wants to buy their photos. That's the great thing about photos. They get like include older galleries too. The so for sure exhaust those avenues, send out emails to past clients, giving them a time sensitive incentive to book a new session. And that can just be the one that I always do is $100 off the session fee if they book in the next 24 hours. So you can do that to individual clients that you would like to have book again. You can do it as a more mass email. And you could do it that way. Come on. My family is we had planned to go out to the sand dunes and it's pouring rain. So I was like, you can come in. So we're gonna start driving. So enjoy some kid background noise for a minute while we get going, and then we'll get on the road again. But while we do this, tell me in the chat what you've tried as far as print sales or reaching out to past clients and exhausting those before we start trying to dig into getting new clients. All right, I'm back. Okay, so let's then, it sounds like you guys have, okay, magazine, pretty email through Flowdesk. Yeah, okay, so Maggie, I think needs to stop. It was okay, but it just needs,
You're back now, Brooke.
Okay, great. Sweet. All right. We're finding another place to stop. So this should be resolved in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so Maggie, no. Just, you gotta get out of here, is what I'm saying. So Maggie, I was saying let's plan. Does that feel good? Sending out that email?
You said just plan on sending out that email?
Yeah.
Even
you can do that this week?
Yeah, I mean, I just made an account. I mean, even if it's not like perfect, as long as it's kind of there. Because
Yes.
I don't have Flowdesk, and I really have been listening great things about it from you guys and other people, and I wanted to try it. But I mean, as long as I get something somewhat decent out, I feel like it'll work.
Yes. No, I mean you're on the right track. You're doing all the good things. I just feel like you said you're able to break it down in sort of the smallest bite-sized chunk that's actually going to move the needle. And emails for all of you are like, emails are really what moves science, all the good things. Focus your time and energy. Email is where it's at. So now let's get into actually all the ideas for what to do to book clients. So the biggest thing that's going to be the overarching aspect to continuing to book clients is having, again, your email very robust and set up such that you can continue to reach out to people in specified ways, so that when you have many sessions, you can reach out to so much better and more effective than social media on every count. And so if you don't have your email list set up or segmented, or segmented meaning like you have your wedding clients on one segment of your email list, your family clients on another segment of your email list, that kind of thing. If you don't have those things done, those would be some definite like systems to prioritize setting up, rather than like things on social media, etc. So as far as email, when you're looking to book new clients, definitely you're going to have the whole idea of like a funnel is that you're going to have many people on your email list who have signed up for your freebie who could be potential clients, but then they're going to be funneled down and eventually hopefully book with you. So when you are looking to have clients book, go to your email list first. So Liz, I saw that you were doing this with like your Sunday sessions, and I'm so glad that you put those out. And I have a couple of like tips and recommendations as far as what to do when you're if you're just the hardest thing to manage is when you're like, I just want to book more clients, and I have like, and I could do it like all these different ways. So Liz, I like that you narrowed it down to Sundays. And the thing that I would recommend doing is having that time sensitive incentive for them to book. So it would be like you do a teaser email, and then you do several launch emails as a sort of flash sale model. So a flash sale is usually 2 to 3 days, and then the offer is over. So for me, when I'm doing this, the regular session fee is $400. And if they are ready to book in within 24 hours from when they contact me, it's $300. So I'm able to give them that discount on an individual level, But if I was to just say like, gosh, I just really want to book some more sessions, then I would put out an email to my entire email list saying, hey, I've got these sessions. I have X number, you can have X number of spots or X number of dates. And those can, that's one aspect to really narrow down the parameters of getting, or it's on these 3 dates. When you are sending that email, then you can put in that expiration of it's $100 off if you are able to book in the next 2 to 3 days if you're doing the flash sale model. So it would be that teaser email. Keep your eyes on your inbox. I've got something exciting coming in the next couple days. Then for that flash sale, you do 1 email on the first day, 2 emails the second day. Or if you're doing 3 days, 1 email the first 2 days, 2 emails on the last day. You want to do an email in the morning and at night on the last days, so that you're reminding them when the doors are closing, when the offer is closing down. So as far as getting new people in the door, the easiest and best way is getting people on your email list. So that's what you want to focus on for clients, is not necessarily like clients booking you, but getting clients on your email list. Now, will you have clients coming to you who are just ready to book, who are looking for a photographer, they want to book? Of course, that's great. But you also want to have an access point for those people who aren't ready to book, who are going to just want to get some sort of taste of you. And when you're thinking about this, setting this up, think about how you interact as a consumer, especially with brands who offer something like this, where like you might love and consume a podcast, for example, but you've never paid that person any money. You're just consuming their free content. So it's going to be similar for you when building brand and building brand awareness. Is that freebie, that's your email list freebie, is your way to let people get a taste of you before they commit to booking and buying, giving you money. So often we're just like, why am I not booking? And part of the reason can be, well, you're not letting people give you a taste, get a taste of you. You're just relying on them to pay you money right out of the gate. So another aspect to this can be selective outreach. If you're like, gosh, I just really don't have anybody, like people are very slow coming to my email list, or people are just slow booking, selective outreach. So again, start with your existing clients, and you can just ask them for a referral. Your top favorite clients, start with them. Don't start with like trying to go down rabbit holes in Instagram or whatever. That's the next layer up. The first layer of possibility is definitely your existing clients. So reaching out to your even just like top 10 working with, and just saying, hey, I've loved working with you. I just think you're amazing. I would love to work with other families exactly like you. Would you mind copying me on an email intro, and I'll take it from there. I'm pretty sure this email referral is, the referral script is in Thinkific, but I will double check that. And if it's not, I will put the referral script in Thinkific, because if you sent 3 of these a day for a week and only, a small portion of these people responded, you would have so many new potential clients, especially if any of these are people who have booked you with. If not, like, that's our first thing that needs to be done. But Once you have basically one client who has booked you at a price that you're happy with and that you loved the experience of working with them, they know so many other people and they're probably happy to refer you to their family, friends, their networks of people as well. If you want to get crazy and set up like a fancy referral system, that kind of thing, that's up to you. But I prefer to do it just the good old fashioned email asking for referral way for a couple of reasons. One is when people start to get like commissions or prizes or some sort of something in exchange for referring you, it starts to feel a little disingenuous when they're telling their friends and family about you to them. Like if you ask them for a referral but they get whatever for referring you, then they can start to just feel like weird and a little bit salesy to their friends about referring you. And 9 times out of 10, they're more than happy to just send a quick email and introduce you, and then you can take it from there with either getting them on a sales call or sending them info from there. So, questions about what I've thrown at you so far, or reactions or things that you have experiences that you've had with any of these things that you want to sort of talk through?
Well, I think for me, I would like to go, I think the referrals sound really great. And I tried, because I was doing for my Sunday sessions, I set up like this workflow in Flowdesk and it didn't work. And so like it was supposed to send out more emails and then it like didn't trigger and I didn't know why. And then I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I can't figure any of this out. So I do think like some of it is just like, there's just not enough time in the day. I'm sorry. Like the brain is not working. So I do think just sending an email saying, you know, hey, I loved working with you. Like that to me sounds like I can do that. So that was my Flowdesk thing. Like I can send out a single email in Flowdesk, but I do not know how to send out a series of emails. Apparently that's too hard for me.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's totally fine. You don't even have to know how to set out the whole series to do this, to do referrals or to do a flash sale, because a flash sale, you can just send out one email at a time. I mean, it's not going to be as effective, but like for you on your end, I mean, but you can send out the email on day 1, and then on day 2, you are going to need to remember like to send out that email on day 2, 2 emails on day 2. But whatever you don't know, that's like, don't let that hold you back from taking action is what I'm saying. So whether that's that you go referrals or that you're like, okay, this time until I figure it out for the next time, like I have to do, you know, the emails manually for 3 emails, 1 on day 1, 2 on day 2. Like we can handle that, right?
Well, and the funny thing for me is everybody is contacting me via email, which I don't, maybe that's the way I'm telling them. I have no idea why. Like, I'm like, oh, cool. Like you're emailing me. Great. So it's working in that respect. Cause people are not DMing me. I don't know. So cool. Like go for it. And that works better actually personally for me. Like I would rather not have to be on Instagram, like checking that other folder or whatever. So cool, fun. Yeah. So I'm actually psyched about this because I think last week I was thinking about reaching out to people on Instagram and it just made me like want to take a nap. So I was like, okay, this is not like, I'm not looking forward to that. I would much rather do like ask for referrals or talk to people I know, which is kind of why I was like, maybe I'll just go out to dinner with some people. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Tell me more about the dinners. I'm curious about this.
Well, here's one thing I think when I get really stuck, and a friend of mine does this, is she just says yes to whatever. So like if someone, my friend was like, do you want to go to this play? And I like kind of didn't want to. And then I was like, yes. There's this event and they were like, come to the event. And I'm like, yes. And so I just start saying yes over and over again. And it kind of makes me like get out of a rut. So that's where I am right now.
Hey, I love that. That's great. Yeah, only action cures fear. And in general, when you're thinking about building your business and building your business long term, like there might be some things that you do now that you don't continue to do, like some things that you say yes to now in the name of your business that you don't continue to say yes to, and that's totally fine. But but just having an overall bird's eye perspective of your business and thinking, what am I going to be able to continue to do? Because what you do consistently matters so much more than what you do 3 times. And so if you're able to commit to consistently reaching out for referrals via email, or building that referral process into the actual delivery of the photos, like you deliver the photos, they buy the package, then you send a referral email like asking for a referral right after that, that's definitely the most ideal setup, because it's baked into your whole process, and you're going to do it right then when the time is the best. So maybe you can include that. And also, if any of you hear, ideas from me or anybody else in the group that you're like, gosh, that makes me want to take a nap, I don't want to do that, then you can put it on the shelf for the time being. But there's also an aspect to running a business that is like, I like to think of it as the cost of admission. Like, I don't like learning tech, and it really makes me crazy some days, but it's the price of admission. Like, I view it as learning this tech is the price of admission for me getting to have the business that I want to have. And so there might be some of these ideas that you decide, okay, that's super effective, I'm just gonna view that as the price of admission. You know what I'm saying? So these, sorry, I'm like blazing hot, I have to get a coat off here. So all right, so referrals, golden. The next aspect to consider when thinking about like meeting new clients is selective outreach. So when I talked about like reaching out to people on Instagram and just like being generous with your energy and having no real agenda, that's such a great practice. But when you're thinking about like, okay, I really just want some people to hire me, then I recommend approaching it with being very selective and thinking about it in terms of, like, I think about everything in terms of relationships and dating. So it's like as if you were going to try to find someone to date or a partner. Is it going to be more effective if you just blast everybody with your profile, like your dating profile? Or is it going to be more effective if you just take a selective interest in 2 or 3 people and send them some really heartfelt messages or comments or that kind of thing, and just, again, take a genuine interest in them? So everything is relationships, business is relationships, for sure. So when you're looking to have certain people hire you, maybe you have somebody in your local area, in your local niche, that you're like, gosh, I really just wish I could shoot that person's family. That would be my dream. Type a 1 in the chat if you have somebody that you can think of in your local area that you're like, gosh, I just really wish I could. And it would be such a dream if I got an email right now that this person was inquiring with me. 1 in the chat if you have somebody like that in mind. And what I recommend, if you have somebody like that, or 2, 3, 5, 7 people like that, is starting to engage with them in a very genuine but specific way. So you definitely can just DM that person and ask them to hire you. And in fact, there is a script about exactly how to do that in the course. But thinking about that in terms of dating and relationships, how likely are you to say yes to a date from a cold call like that? It's the equivalent of cold calling. Does it work? Sometimes. But is there a more effective, efficient way? Absolutely. And that is by building a relationship ahead of time. So many times we have people like this that we think, gosh, I really just wish they knew I existed. I really just wish they would inquire with me. I've been commenting on their things for however long. I want you to really take an outside perspective look at the quality of your engagement with that person. Are you just putting like little emojis in their comments versus like 2 or 3 sentences? 2 or 3 sentences as a comment, people are going to pay attention to. That is a long, awesome, engaged comment. DMs, same thing, like DMing them with just similar to what we talked about last week of just, I love this recent post that you did so much. The more specific, the better. So that's the takeaway that I want you to really internalize in terms of engaging with people, is that it has to be specific. Because I'm sure all of you get, you know, random spammy emails or DMs from people who are like, hi honey, love your content so much, you would be a perfect collaborator for this thing. Like, and it just reeks immediately of being disingenuous. And so when you're able to really engage with that person in a real way, then they're like, oh, this is a person. And behind all the numbers, no matter how many followers that person has, whatever, or any of those metrics, behind all those numbers, we're all just people. And we really just want to be seen and heard. There's a guy named Ron Howard, and he made like so many of the best movies. He made Apollo 13 and a bunch of other ones. And he started out as like a temp at Universal Studios, and he was like a nobody. And all he did was go to like the top person's office and said like, hey, I got to deliver a package for this guy. And he told the guy's assistant. The guy's assistant took the package and was like, okay, I'll just take it to him. See you later. And just like on the fly, he was like, no, it's legal stuff. Like, I need to deliver it to him personally. Totally making this up. And he goes in there and delivers him this package personally, and just takes a genuine interest in this top guy, and starts asking him about himself, and just like doesn't have any agenda, doesn't have any like anything on his mind that he's asking for, nothing, just wanted to be in his presence, just wanted to be in his energy, just wanted to sit at his feet and learn from him. And then they wind up working together, making all these great movies, just because he takes a genuine interest in him. So these people that you wish would hire you or inquire with you or know you exist, how can you just take a genuine interest in that person? And if you're listening to all this and thinking, gosh, that sounds like it takes so much freaking time. Yes, you're right. And you can do that for 3 or 4 or 5 people. And once you really, again, invest in that person, they can't help but reciprocate and invest back. I can't tell you how many times people have gotten special treatment from me because they took a genuine interest. And they gave me specific compliments and specific questions. So if you have specific compliments and specific questions for a particular person, it could even just be like, hey, what inspired you to create that post? Like, I loved that post so much. It really resonated with me. I'd love to know what inspired you to create it. And I can't prescribe what this is going to look like and be like for you, because I'm not you. It has to feel authentic to you and be something that you would genuinely ask and genuinely say to that person. So if you're struggling for clients at the moment, select 3 to 5 people in your area. They have to be in your local area that you would love for them to hire you eventually, that you are going to sort of selectively woo. And you're always going to check this against your own internal BS meter as far as, does this feel genuine to me? Because what's going to happen is going to shock you. And it's going to be this. You're going to wind up with some new amazing friends. So whether they hire you or not, they're going to be your friend and your advocate, and they're going to be invested in what you're doing and invested in your photography and what you're up to. So good thing we have some background music going on. Um, 1 second. All right, we're back. So the takeaways that I would love to implement so far are: consistently matters way more than what you do 2, 3, 5 times. So what can you bake into your process consistently? Because what happens to a lot of photographers is they don't have any clients, so they're hustling really hard. They're doing all the good marketing things. Then they stop doing all those marketing things because they're busy and they're like fulfilling all of their client orders and shooting and all those things. They're not doing any marketing. And then they get to the end of that sort of cycle and then they have no clients and they have to start all over again with a hustle, hustle, hustle. So how can you bake those little marketing activities into your daily and weekly work schedule? So what I'm recommending is email, email, email above all else. And I'm also recommending this selective outreach that can be for specific people, to like with the end in mind of these specific people hiring you, but more so it's going to be for building relationships in your local community and really investing in people, because people invest in people who invest in them. So invest in people who invest in you too. I guarantee that you already have fans and maybe even super fans that like, who are the people who comment on every post that you do? Who are the people that consistently are in your corner, who are advocating you, who share your stuff on stories? Do you take that for granted and just like give a little thanks and that's it, or not respond? Really engage with those people. That's how you build community, is by consistently engaging. And then the next aspect that I want to move into is this idea that I've shared with you before about, what if you could not sell photography? What if you could only sell ideas? What ideas would you want to sell? Because this is the other way that you really create a community, is by building it not around you as a photographer, not around your work necessarily, but around the ideas that drive that. So for me, it's beauty in the struggle. It's the duality of life, the duality of motherhood. It's also, I mean, more recently, it's about showing up for yourself. And I've been talking a lot about getting ready, and that has nothing to do with photography, but it has everything to do for me with photography, because to me, the clients that I want to attract for my photography are the women who want, I show up for myself. I deserve this. I am worth being witnessed, and my motherhood is worth being noticed and not invisible, related. And you don't have to necessarily draw those through lines yourself, and not that calculated, but what are those things that you can't stop thinking about? The ideas that come back to you over and over again, that haunt you, that drive you, that are interesting to you, that are endlessly, that you feel curious about consistently. Those ideas are things that you should start building your brand around. So it can be content that you create. It can also just be starting with sharing other people's content about those ideas that you resonate with. Now, this can also just be photography itself. It can be you know, that you share your what wear guide, and you share reels about the what to wear guide. You share fee itself. That has never been a route that I want to go. Invested and interested in, just like, gosh, I just really love photography. I don't know what that keep me up at night. I don't helpful to other people and what they're concerned about and interested in. So for people who are planning a family photo session, your what to wear guide becomes a valuable resource that they questions or aha moments or like who's got something. So idea, I think, oh, I was saying that if you want to go all in on, oh, sorry, Kelly, guys, I was glitchy for a minute for everybody. So what I was saying was, if you want to go all in on photography as being those ideas that you want to put out, the idea that if you couldn't sell photography, you could only sell ideas, but the ideas that you want to sell are actually photography related, that's totally great. Please do that. Go all in, and that you can create, you know, your what to wear guide, and you create reels about what to wear, and you speak more about why dress a certain way for family photos when you arguably don't dress that way in real life, or why dress as you dress in real life, like all the philosophy behind it. You can in on that photography, on photography as the ideas that you're building your business around, but it does not have to be that way, is what I'm saying. If you have other ideas that keep you up at night that you would love to spread and share, Seth Godin says we all have a platform. We all have a platform. We all have our own radio station, our own TV show, our own newspaper. What do you want to say in yours? And if that's helpful for you to think about it in that way, then I love that idea, but that can also feel sometimes like too much pressure and a little too grandiose. Like, I got my own TV show, I have my own radio like channel. What am I going to say? I don't know what I'm going to say. Then just, you can start smaller with what are the ideas that you want to explore and share right now. Doesn't have to be forever. You can always change your mind with any of this. So what I was asking was, for your aha moments, takeaways, sort of sticking points or questions with anything that I've shared so far.
I think for me, it's having more of a plan with people. Like, I feel like I'm actually really curious about people and I love people so much. And then I'm just like, I don't have an end game with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have an agenda, and I never have. And maybe that's like kind of refreshing about me, because I really like don't care. But I think with all of this is sort of thinking about, okay, what am I building here? And like going from there. And so, and I feel like I've practiced that a little bit with the model calls and with, you know, doing that kind of stuff. So I'm getting a little more comfortable with it, but for me, it's connecting those two pieces. Like, I feel like right now they're like totally separate, and then they got to kind of knit together a little bit. But I think that's not that hard. Like, it's not as hard as you think, maybe.
And Liz, for you, you might just go straight to that hire me script that's in the Think It Fit course. Like, you probably already have emotional money in the bank with so many people that are sort of just waiting for you to like reach out. There's so many times where like people be like, oh, well, I didn't know you were like interested in like shooting me. Like I thought you were super busy. Or like they just don't know that you're available. And so that you can just, there might be some people that have been like acquaintances that you've, you know, DM'd with many times or commented back and forth many times, and that you could just send them that DM right now, basically, and say, hey, you know, I've just been thinking about you, and like I've just loved our conversations. I would love to work with you. All those things that are in the script. And again, it would be very organic and natural to you. But if any of you do have, probably all of you do have somebody, at least one person, if not way more, in your sphere, in your circles of Instagram, email, Facebook, whatever influence that that you've already connected with, that you already have a relationship with, that you could just say, hey, I'd love to work with you. The thing that's going to hold you back from doing that, I'm really not worried about any of you like spamming people and sending them that hire me please message. Okay, it says unstable. So I have very acute senses of what feels authentic and what feels salesy. I'm worried for all of you that you're not going to send that message soon enough, that you're going to think, gosh, I have to like move heaven and earth and like be this person's friend for years before I ask them to hire me. And that's not true. I hope that you can see from this whole conversation that it can be so fluid. And I think that's what you're saying, Liz, is that like the thing is, we want to do business with people we like and trust. And so if you have people that you already like and trust and that they already like and trust you, like adding that business aspect in, adding that money and transactional piece in is actually a super huge gift, because they're going to need family photos anyway, right? And if they think you're busy or you're not available for whatever reason, they're going to have to go somewhere else. And so offering it to them, letting them know that you are available, that you are interested, they might very well be thinking, gosh, I've been friends with her for like 2 years and she's never said, hey, do you want to shoot together? Maybe she thinks I'm not cool. Maybe they have a bunch of stuff in their head. So the thing that's going to stop you from sending that message that's like, hey, I would love to shoot you, is not going to be that you feel too salesy. Please don't let it be that it is that you feel too salesy. It's going to be that you're afraid of the rejection, most likely. And if you are afraid of rejection, if you're afraid that they're just going to ghost you, or that the relationship is going to become weird because you asked them to shoot with you or whatever, what I would like to offer is this. The price, the currency to your dreams is discomfort. If you're not uncomfortable, if you're not doing something that you're like, gosh, this makes me want to crawl out of my skin a little bit, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, your business is not growing either, my friends. So discomfort is the currency to your dreams, and that is a beautiful thing. Whenever I feel that feeling in the pit of my stomach, like that fear that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to do this, and I feel like I'm gonna die if I push send on this message, then I just remind myself, ooh, I'm in the exact right place, baby. Like, this is where it happens. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where I get to show myself what I'm made of. This is where I get to truly grow. No matter the outcome, this is where I shine. And that's what I like to tell myself. So if you want to borrow some of those thoughts for your own courage bills in these instances, please do. All right, so we have a few minutes left, and I would really love to hear what you're going to do, not only in the next week, but like, what are you going to do in the next week, maybe, or moving forward, to build some of these consistent marketing activities into your processes? Is it that you're going to add a referral end of your image delivery process? Is it that you're going to start
Hey guys. While she's
Hey.
gone, while she's gone, my daughter wanted to say hello. But now maybe she's gotten shy. She just said that. You sure you don't want to say? Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
Does anybody else hear better what she was saying right there at the end?
I think it all
No.
glitched at
Okay.
the same time. Something about implementing
Yeah.
something over the next week or so, and
At
then
her.
she left.
Gotcha. Mine was glitching a lot the whole time, so I didn't know if that was just on my end or.
No, I think it was just her connection.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Miss you guys.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I think she's
Sad not to
back.
see you guys in person.
I know.
And then
Hey, I'm
when this is-
coming, Natalie. Spring break
Yes.
week for us is March 20th.
Okay.
We're coming to Orange Beach.
Oh, great.
Well,
Yeah, my kids will
We're
be in
gonna
school,
be-
but I will come over
Okay.
and see you.
I was gonna say it's gonna be crazy busy. Oh, she's back. I'll send you a message.
No,
Maybe she's not back.
she's not back. She lied.
That's cool.
Is anybody? Nobody's in the West Coast, are you? Nobody?
I am.
Where-
I'm near Ventura. I'm in
Oh,
Ojai.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but where are you? You're in.
I'm in Southern California. I'm in Redlands right now.
Oh, yes.
So it's a couple hours. Like,
Yeah, depending on traffic.
it could be 2 hours, it could be 5. You never know.
Yeah, but if you do come here, and if I do, sometimes we drive out to Palm Springs.
I'm literally on the way. Like the freeway is like right there, the 10. I'm 45
Totally.
minutes from there. Like super close. Like I'm
So,
on the
yeah.
way there and on the way back.
Yeah, I'll let you know. We'll probably do Palm Springs for spring break. So I'll let
Oh,
you know.
yeah, let me know. We can have like a coffee or something.
Totally.
Whatever,
No,
yeah.
that'd be fun.
Because it helps to get ideas from other people too. Because it's overwhelming sometimes. Because working from home can be overwhelming because you don't usually meet people that are in the same industry as you since you're working from home, you know? So it's kind of like, oh, I'm lonely in this, but there are other people that are also, trying to.
Totally. No, I'm
Right.
getting out. I'm getting out more. I was like, oh, I need to see people in person a little
I know,
more.
I think I need to start doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just drained, but I do need to start doing that. Like we have in the city I live in, we have like a lot of like from Rotary clubs, Kiwanis, like we have chamber events. There's probably like 10 groups, 15 groups that meet on different days for different like community events or fundraisers. And I'm always like, oh God, no, I don't want to do anything. But these are like people in your community, and I should probably like join the Living World or something.
Do you have a Tuesdays together or a
We do.
WIPA
We have,
chapter?
yeah, we have like Tuesdays together. We have like anything. We have like 4 Rotary clubs, like just a million organizations. Because they do a lot of like cleanup, fundraising, and stuff for the city. And you have everyone from like mayors and everybody just like part of these communities and influential moms, you
Mhm.
know. And I'm
Yeah, I'll tell
normally
you, like Tuesdays together was incredible for my business,
I
just
need to.
because I mean, as a birth photographer, nobody else is doing birth, so they're all happy to refer their
That makes so
clients
much
to you
sense.
for that. But even just like I met magazine editors who have gotten my articles published in local magazines, all kinds of people.
Yeah.
So it's a really
Um,
good place to start if they're meeting in person.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Totally dropped it
I think
because
I was more
virtual is
social, and
ridiculous.
then COVID happened 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to get dressed again and go have coffee. And I'm like, now I feel it's overwhelming.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Like we used to do like chamber events and stuff like that. So we used to every like once a month, there would be different businesses like opening or whatnot. So we all would go together. And now it's overwhelming, the idea of
Well, you guys, where I live, they just opened, like in my town, which is like 7,000 people. There's like 4 new restaurants that just opened.
Woo!
And it's like, and like Sunset Magazine did a profile on us, and like now people
I
are
love
coming from
Sunset
LA,
Magazine.
and they're just like, it's like happening. And I'm like, oh my
I
God,
love that magazine. That magazine has reach.
I literally have to go to the restaurants in my own town. Like,
do.
I've gone to like 2 of them, but I haven't like, I haven't hit them all multiple times, but stuff like that. I feel like people are like, stuff is springing up, and I feel like it is nice to be out with people, especially from the COVID. So I don't know. That's my jam now.
Love it. Okay, apologies for the tech difficulties. I would love to just spend 1 or 2 minutes with you sharing in the chat what you're going to implement this week, whether it's changing a system or whether it's just one thing to do this week. If you didn't get to do what you had last week, maybe consider, you can either roll that over to this week, or just consider, like, did I ask too much of myself last week? And please make this, like, be nice to your future self, not only in like asking her to do stuff, but like not asking her to do too much. Okay, like she's done nothing wrong. Like, let's be kind to her. Okay, Kelly's like, this week I'm resting. Okay, boom. Email for referrals. How many, Liz? And going out to dinner. How many times? I love it. Getting on Flowdesk. Send out the email. Do the model call. Cool. So Maggie, 1 model call email is your goal. I love it. Let's make it specific and cross-outable. Cross-outable actions. I love that you guys were talking about meeting up in person and all of that. That's so great. That's a really great supplement to everything that I'm sharing. And you guys are a wealth and a treasure trove of knowledge. So please, in the Facebook group, share your best. Oh, because I didn't even talk about hashtags. Include hashtags in all your Instagram posts. That helps people find you. But please do a post in the Facebook group this week of like your best practices that have helped you reach new clients or book new clients. Okay, Liz, 3 emails this week. I love it. Anybody else sharing their cross-outable action item that they're gonna do this week? Don't leave Liz hanging. Even if it's just looking at the systems of your business and adding in one more aspect to it. Love it. Okay, thank you all for spending time. Please do that Facebook post in the group is for everybody, but it's also for you to remind yourself, like, oh yeah, what did I do like 4 years ago that worked, or what did I do last month that worked, and help you kind of revitalize your joy in the marketing aspect of your business. Okay, we're gonna start with hot seats next week, and I will share info for all that in the Facebook group. Thank you guys. Love you. Thanks for your patience today. Big hugs.